All right, we're gonna check out this Game Award nominees thing. Hello, hello, back again. I don't think this is gonna be too long of events. We're just gonna check it out and yeah, see what's up with it. So. Hold on 1 second. Audio's a little weird on the stream itself, for sure. I am going to probably bring it down to here. Both Twitch and YouTube, the audio is a little weird. Oh, I got double audio going. Did they figure this out? Let me just see one more time here on this one. Yeah, they got the Twitch stream is running at 720/60. The YouTube stream is running at full on. I guess I'll just do it on the YouTube side of things. Super weird. So yeah, the Game Award nominees. Let's check this out.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jeff Keeley, and on Thursday, December 8th, we are going to celebrate the best in video games and see what's next at the Game Awards, which streams live from the Microsoft Theater in Los Angeles. Yes, there will be new games to announce.
Premiere.
Game Awards Orchestra will return, and there are many other surprises in the works.
Cool.
But today, it's all about revealing the nominees across more than 30 categories, including
30 categories?
Game of the Year, as selected by our global jury of more than 100.
Damn, we're gonna have a lot of awards be going through.
You can help select the winners by voting at thegameawards.com and on our Game Awards Discord server. Who's in the running? Well, it's my honor to announce this year's distinguished nominees. For Best Performance, the nominees for 2022 are Ashley Birch, Horizon Forbidden West.
Hey,
Charlotte
nice.
McBurney,
Yes.
A Plague Tale Requiem.
Yes.
Christopher Judge, God of War Ragnarok. Man Engage, Immortality.
Not
and
quite sure on that.
Sunny Suljic, God of War
Wow,
Ragnarok.
yeah, all right.
In the category of
Very
Best
cool.
Multiplayer, the nominees are Call of Duty
MW2.
Modern Warfare 2, Multiversus,
But yeah,
Overwatch
Multiverse
2.
is very cool.
Splatoon 3, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. For Best Ongoing Game, the nominees are Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14,
14.
Fortnite,
Ooh,
and Genshin
you putting
Impact.
Fortnite
The
and
nominees for Best Art
and
Direction
FF14
are
in the same category?
Elden Ring,
Elden Ring,
God of War
okay.
Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Scorn, and Stray.
Yeah, like
For Best Score
Scorn,
Music, the
probably
nominees
that's
are
Scorn, maybe.
Olivier de Rivere, A Plague Tale
Okay,
Requiem.
Plague Tale.
Susaka Sato, Elden Ring. Bear McCreary, God of
Oh
War Ragnarok.
boy.
Two Feathers, Metal Hellsinger. And Yasunori Mitsuda, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. The Best Audio Design nominees are Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok,
Design.
Gran Turismo 7, and Horizon Forbidden
Gran
West.
Turismo had some pretty good audio design to it.
Innovation and accessibility recognizes games that are making our industry available and enjoyable to more people.
Very cool.
Selected by a special committee of accessibility experts, the nominees are As Dusk Falls, God of War Ragnarok, Return to Monkey Island, The Last of Us Part 1, and The Quarry. For Best Narrative,
Sorry,
the
I just
nominees
took it off
are
from sub mode on
A
YouTube.
Plague Tale Requiem, Elden Ring,
Best narrative?
God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, and Immortality.
Plague Tale
Games
or
for
God of
Impact
War?
recognizes a thought-provoking game with a profound pro-social meaning. The nominees this year are A Memoir Blue, As Dusk Falls,
As Dusk Falls is
Citizen
alright.
Sleeper, Endling, Extinction is Forever, Hindsight, and I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. For Best
Exhibition.
Independent Game, the nominees are Cult of the Lamb, Neon White,
I've seen so many people. Oh wow,
Stray.
Sifu and Stray.
And Tunic. For best mobile game, the
Ooh.
nominees are
Seen so many people.
Apex Legends Mobile, Diablo Immortal, Genshin Impact, Marvel
What the
Snap,
fuck is a Genshin Impact?
Tower of
I've never
Fantasy.
played it.
Best
seen a lot of
Community
people play
Support
that.
presented by Discord recognizes
Discord.
the game for outstanding support, transparency, and responsiveness to players. Our nominees are
What?
Apex Legends,
Best community
Destiny
support.
2.
Oh,
Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, and No Man's Sky. Okay, now
No
it's
Man's
time for one of my
Sky,
favorite
or-
categories. Best
I don't know
debut
shit
indie
about
game,
FF14.
which recognizes
No Man's
the
Sky,
development
I've been
team
listening
that made
majorly.
its first game in 2022, and clearly they hit it out of the park. The nominees are Neon White, Norco, Stray,
Stray is pretty good.
Tunic, and Vampire Survivors.
Probably
For
Stray.
best
Yeah,
VR AR game, the nominees are After the Fall, Among Us VR, Bone Lab, Moss Book 2, and Red Matter 2. For Content Creator of the
Didn't-
Year, the nominees are Carl Jacobs,
Who?
Ludwig,
Oh fuck.
Nebellion,
No, fuck that
No
guy.
Brew, and QT Cinderella. The
Why
nominees
in the
for
hell is
Best Action Game are
Nebellion? Fuck it. No.
Bayonetta 3,
Dude
Modern
gives away
Warfare
fucking
2,
all this.
Neon White,
I don't agree with that.
Sifu, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge.
Man, Sifu is
The best
great.
action adventure game
That came
nominees
out
are
this year?
A Plague Tale
I guess it
Requiem,
was last year's
God
also.
of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and Tunic.
How is
Best
Elden Ring
RPG,
not in
the
that?
Jury selected Elden Ring,
Okay, Elden Ring,
Live
best
Alive,
role playing game, sure.
Pokemon Legends Arceus,
Easy.
Triangle Strategy, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Not
The best
action
fighting game
game.
nominees
What the
are
fuck?
DNF Duel, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, The King of Fighters 15, Multiversus, and
Multiverses.
Sifu. What's the most anticipated
Multiverses,
upcoming
I
game?
could
Remember, these
see
have to be games
taking
that
that
are
award.
officially
They did
announced.
an amazing
Nominees
job with
are
a free to play game.
Final Fantasy 16,
Oof.
Hogwarts Legacy,
16's pretty
Resident
anticipated.
Evil
Yeah!
Starfield, and The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Starfield. I
This
don't
year,
know.
there's a new
Resident Evil
category
4
in
out of that
TGA,
list.
Best Adaptation, which
I have to
recognizes
go Resident
excellence
Evil
in
with it.
authentically
Like, come
created
on.
shows, movies, and other creative endeavors based on video game worlds and characters. Here are our first ever nominees for Best Adaptation: Arcane, League of Legends,
Arcane, pretty damn good.
Cyberpunk Edge Runners,
Edge Runners is pretty good.
Cuphead Show,
Haven't
Sonic
seen
the
Cuphead.
Hedgehog 2,
That is alright.
and Uncharted.
Uh,
Next up, Best Family Game. The
Yeah,
nominees
man.
are Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker
I hope
Saga,
there's
Mario and
a
Rabbids
thing
Sparks
to
of
go
Hope,
through
Nintendo
the whole
Switch
list
Sports,
all over again.
and Splatoon 3.
This is going very
The
fast.
Best Sim Strategy nominees are Dune Spice Wars,
Dude,
Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope,
Dune came out?
Total War Warhammer 3, 2 Point Campus, and Victoria 3. This year, these 5 games are nominated for Best
No
Sports
clue.
Racing,
How about best sim game?
22,
We'll put PC Builder in there.
FIFA 23, NBA 2K23, Gran Turismo
Okay,
7,
Gran Turismo 7 I
and
put a lot of time
Ollie Ollie
into.
World. Next up,
GT7
we're looking at our
was pretty
5
damn good.
esports categories, starting with Best Esports Game.
Uh-oh.
And the nominees are
Esports.
Counter-Strike Global
Oh,
Offensive,
fuck CSGO.
Dota 2, League of Legends,
Ah, it's,
Rocket League, and Valorant.
now, Valorant's
Your
got it.
best
I mean, everybody
esports
fucking
athlete
plays
nominees
Valorant.
are
If Overwatch 2
Juvie,
is in there, sure.
Faker, Kerrigan, Simple, and Yay. Here are the 5 nominees for Best Esports Team: Dark Zero Esports, FaZe Clan, Gen G, LA Thieves, and Loud. The
LA
Best
Thieves,
esports
okay.
coach nominees are Blade, Bazooka, Doom Bros,
So half of
Robin,
these awards are going to be showing off,
and
like,
Score.
in
The nominees for
between
Best
some
Esports
stuff.
Event are Evo,
Evo!
League of Legends World Championship,
Nah, Evo.
PGL Major
Ah,
Antwerp,
Evo.
the MSI,
Evo.
and Valorant Champions.
Evo.
And now our final 2 categories.
Evo.
For Best Game Direction, which recognizes outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design, the nominees are Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok. Horizon
Best
Forbidden
game
West.
direction.
Immortality. And Stray. And finally, on behalf of the jury, comprised of more than
Here we
100
go.
global media outlets, I am proud
Game
to
of the
announce
year.
the 6 games selected for outstanding creative and technical excellence. The nominees
Game of the
for
year.
Game
Yes, okay.
of the Year at the Game Awards are A
Plague
Tale
Tale.
Requiem from
Nice.
Asobo
All
Studio
right.
and Focus
All right.
Entertainment.
That's cool.
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring,
by
of course,
From
is on the
Software
list.
And Bandai Namco Entertainment. God of War.
God of War
from Sony
Ragnarok.
Santa Monica,
I
Sony Interactive
yeah.
Entertainment. Horizon Forbidden West.
Horizon
from
was
Guerrilla
really
Games
good.
and Sony Interactive Entertainment. Stray from Blue 12
Stray
Studio
made it
and
nominee a
Annapurna
Game of the Year,
Interactive.
really?
And Xenoblade Chronicles
Xeno
3
shits.
from
Wow, okay.
Monolith Soft and Nintendo.
God of War, man.
Congratulations
Ah.
to all the nominees. The winners will be revealed when the Game Awards streams on Thursday.
I think
December
my
8th.
top 3 out of
And
that
you can help
list would
select
have to
who
be
will
like
take home
God
the
of
award.
War, Elden
Head to
Ring, and
thegameawards.com right now to
Horizon.
vote. And also
Like
visit
that's
our
got to
Game
be my
Awards
top
Discord
3
server
list
for
right
voting.
there.
Stay tuned for many more details as we get ready for the biggest game awards yet. I can't wait.
Man.
It all streams live and free everywhere on Thursday, December
I need to see
8th.
the list.
I hope to see you then. And don't forget to vote.
Can we do the voting right now? That's what I was actually planning on doing on this little mini stream here. Is do the voting like right now live. Future class.
Get ready to meet 50
What?
individuals who represent the bright, bold, and inclusive future of
That's
gaming.
from Africa.
The TGA Future Class, presented by
Mhm.
Old Spice, coming December 8th to the Game Awards.
What was it? Was it called? Their not architectural. Fuck! I can't think of the word for it. It's like it's not concept art. Shit. I can't think of the name of it. The when you use a lot of shapes to build the picture with. Anyways, yeah. That's let's see here. Can we go like GameAwards.com? GameAwards.com, something like that. GameAwards.com. There it is. There it is. Okay. Let's look through this and judge it harshly. 24 days till the show. An event. Vote now. We can vote. Oh yeah, there we go. Start voting. This is what I love to do. Game of the Year. Game of the Year. Recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. Overall, Game of the Year. Elden Ring comes close. I said it since launch. Not Game of the Year. Plague Tale did a very good job at doing overall creative and technical. Very good voiceover work. Very good technical work on getting that many rats on screen and just use them in different ways of doing puzzles and all that stuff. Very cool. Horizon Forbidden West. Great acting in it. Great voiceover work. Great. Just the whole 9 yards of it also. What I feel slightly holds it back is it's not wrapping up a story. And that's one of the things that holds me back from saying Elden Ring is Game of the Year. It doesn't have the full story. And also it had technical problems in the gameplay itself when it launched. So to me, it's hard to say Elden Ring. I mean, it took, even still, it is off balance on how many was it echoes? No. What the fuck is it that you're doing? It's, the souls, the XP, the upgrading materials. There is still an off balance to how many material you get for upgrading with versus areas that you go into and the areas that are on the map. I talked about it extensively before on streams and in podcasts and everything else. Elden Ring is it's close, but it is not Game of the Year. If it had came out on the PS4 and it was like a year or two ago, easily probably Elden Ring would have been Game of the Year, no problem. Stray was very cool, but I felt it kind of fell off after a couple hours. Xenoblade, I don't really know too much about other than it's an RPG for Nintendo. It's like one of their big ones that they have on Nintendo. Not the biggest fan of the Nintendo RPGs in all honesty. So for me, I just don't see Xenoblade winning it. I think. Wait, we gotta sign in. I have to sign into this shit. Hold on a second. I have to sign in. What the fuck? Okay, let me do this, and this. Hold on. So it doesn't give away anything. Oh, that's right. I can do it. There we go. Cool. I can just use my Twitch. Nice. Bam. All right. So, game of the year. I am currently playing it, trying to get through it. It has an amazing story. I'm about halfway through it. I am actually playing some of it off stream also. I think I'm going to make that announcement too on the next big stream I do. God of War Ragnarok, I'm going to play some of it off stream just because it is so goddamn long, but it's so long and has every single part of it has been great. Sound to gameplay, you know, the combat does feel a little stripped down from the last one, but everything else, that's my only gripe, is like I just want a couple more really cool big super moves that I can do, which that's something that Elden Ring did better. I will say that, like, when you start getting, you know, your big, although you couldn't use half the damn moves like you can in God of War because your stats would hold you back in Elden Ring. So God of War, you're not having to worry about stats or anything. You can just use the big moves. It's just there's not a whole lot of big moves that you can do. What I'm saying by big moves is like holding the L1, hitting the R1, R2. I have not found a heavy rune yet. So unless I go and do side quests, I can't find the heavy runes, I'm guessing. Again, God of War Ragnarok is still in progress, and it still feels it's not even a honeymoon phase anymore. It's like I'm ready to be kind of done with it in a sense. I just want to see what the ending is on it. But everything that it is doing, it is just on this epic fucking level that is actually, some of the boss fights feel like Elden Ring boss fights. When you go into the side quest areas and everything, there's the little undead guys there, the lava pool guys. Where I forget what the hell they call them, draugrs or whatever. Those things feel like an Elden Ring boss fight. And you know, just the quickness of them, the way that you can smack them, but they don't actually stun lock or anything. So God of War, it's doing so many things right with it. That's my vote, is God of War Ragnarok for Game of the Year. We got more categories. That is, I've been saying it since they kind of started showing off God of War, that it was going to be probably my Game of the Year. And Elden Ring, as good as it is, this is going to be the fight, though, between Elden Ring and God of War. I love that Plague Tale, Horizon, I love that those are there. I don't feel like Stray really should be in the Game of the Year category. I feel that's a missed spot for another game that could really easily be in there. Game of the Year wise, what else would actually replace Stray? Trying to think of other stuff that came out this year, because these four right here are my top ones for the year. All four of these are like, wow, everything that I was doing in them was great. All right, let's see here. Next category: Best Game Direction Award for Outstanding Creative Vision and Innovation in Game Direction. So, vision and innovation in game direction. Elden Ring has the vision. It doesn't really innovate so much. Stray would actually be a pretty good one because it has a vision of what it's trying to do and the direction of it. You know, there's no other game that has this kind of formatting to it of playing as a cat. Creative vision and innovation in game direction design. Horizon does a pretty good job. So I will say God of War doesn't superly innovates. It has a really big vision that is doing super well. Game direction, yes. Innovation design of it's the same thing as what you were doing in the first one. So that moves me over to although innovation, Elden Ring innovated on itself, it's not really innovating on the category that it is. It's not, it's an open world RPG. We've seen those many times over again. Yeah, the division that it has for itself, it does not fully hit either. I don't think it's trying to tell the story about a death rune that destroyed the world after a giant war happened with Queen America. We never even see some of the characters that it talks about and everything. Like Queen America, we see her, but we don't hear her. We don't see what she is as a character. We just see her kind of hanging there half dead, And then there's little things here and there in the world. So Horizon, that brings me to Horizon. I don't know what immortality is, so I can't speak on that one. Horizon Forbidden West. Again, it does a lot of stuff that the first one did, but it does actually bring more tools to the show. God of War Ragnarok is basically redoing the same tools that it had before, but it has a different combat system, which doesn't really make sense why they switched up the combat system on it the way they did. Like I said, that's maybe my only gripe with God of War. Outside of that, and it's not even that huge of a gripe. Like the system still works. It's just I don't know why they switched it up because the old system worked a little bit better. Now, what I will say is Horizon Forbidden West does everything that the first game did, does more than the first game did with different gadgets or weaponry gadgets and such, but also adds more puzzles and just like the vision of the story adds to the overall universe and world in a very big way. So I might actually give this one to Horizon Forbidden West. Elden Ring just feels like another Souls game, but with open world and free roam and everything else. It really just feels like it's like Dark Souls 3, but just with open world. The lore and the world of it is pretty huge that George R. R. Martin helped build and everything. Big fan of George Martin with Game of Thrones and all that stuff. But yeah, like I'm interested to see where Horizon 3 goes. Elden Ring I feel like is done. I feel like you've completed it in the game. It's just we are missing lore of the prequel to it. So Horizon I think gets my vote on this one. Just because, like I said, it brings new stuff to the table. It does a lot of the same stuff, but it brings new stuff to the table and builds on the lore and does it in a way that I'm curious to see where this goes next. I don't know for God of War if the lore and everything does that. I don't know where Division is going with God of War. It's great, and there is some stuff that it does new, but I just feel like I like the combat system of the last one a little bit better. Anyway, so best narrative. Fuck. This is a hard one. So it's going to be a toss-up between these three. Horizon Forbidden West kind of saw where we were going with it. Narrative development in a game, outstanding storytelling, narrative development. Okay. I kind of saw where this one was going, Horizon Forbidden West. I still want to see where part 3 is going with it. I see what they're setting up for part 3. It's very cool what they're doing. But I think the one that actually does narrative development even more so is Plague Tale. Compared to the first Plague Tale, I think Requiem actually just takes everything up to a whole other level. So Elden Ring, I will say, has very awesome lore, but you need a video or two from like Body Videos to actually figure out what the hell is going on in the backstory, unless you sit there and collect everything and then read through everything and modify everything and then read through it again. So Elden Ring, to me, narratively, is just like every other Souls game. This is my problem with Souls games and Miyazaki's storytelling. It's hard to figure out the lore. Once you figure out the lore is absolutely awesome, but I think Bloodborne's lore is actually better than Elden Ring's lore. Elden Ring feels like it's a Miyazaki version of Game of Thrones. Again, big fan of Game of Thrones, big fan of House of Dragons. I would love to see an actual like Game of Thrones game that is something like an Elden Ring meets like a Skyrim meets like an Assassin's Creed or something. Um, Elden Ring unfortunately does its thing very well, but it's not what I would hope for that type of lore and everything. There's a lot missing from it. So, Plague Tale, like I said, upgrades everything that the first game did, and for narrative wise, now God of War Ragnarok though, wow, so much history there with the lore, and it's building upon that history, and it's setting up. My only gripe with it, though, is it's almost setting up for Atreus to take the main lead. And I don't think so. For God of War Ragnarok itself, I think it's a great experience and thrill ride. The only reason why I'm going to say this, I think Plague Tale should have this vote because they did such a good job at making the story even better than the first game. If Plague Tale wasn't here, I would 100% go with God of War Ragnarok because so far this story has been really, really good. Super awesome hype moments, and I just feel like this should get some recognition for narrative. The ending to Plague Tale Requiem got me a little bit teary-eyed because of what happens in it. I was like, whoa. The ending to God of War Ragnarok could also do that too. I don't know. I haven't gotten there yet. This is the problem with the game being only released like a week ago. So I think I am going to acknowledge Plague Tale Requiem on this category. Best art direction. So here's a weird one. Here is kind of a weird one. So Scorn is just an art gallery of the game. Unfortunately, I don't think the art is super engaging and whatnot. It's like it's the art of aliens, but it's not. There's nothing there to keep your attention. It's just boring. It's just super boring all the way through. So I think Scorn gets taken off the list, even though it is basically just an art piece. It's not even a game. It's just an art piece. Stray, it's cool, but I don't think it's artsy wise. It's more like a technical game of like it's a platformer technical game than it is an art piece to me. Okay, so Elden Ring has some very cool. So for outstanding creative and/or technical achievement in artistic design and animation, I think Elden Ring kind of loses this because it doesn't feel next gen enough, in all honesty. But there is a lot of really, really cool storytelling in it. Horizon again looks really good, and technically, man, does it. It's a toss up between these two. The God of War Ragnarok or Horizon? Which way do I throw my vote? Man. God, this is hard. God of War Ragnarok and Horizon Forbidden West look almost on the same level of like greatness. Outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. I want to give it to Ragnarok just because I feel like it animates just a little bit better. It's like it's like a half step up more than Horizon Forbidden West. I'm gonna give it to Ragnarok on that. Best score and music. Wasn't digging the soundtrack to Metal Hellsinger in all honesty. As much as I like metal music and rock and roll and and shooting to the beat and everything, the soundtrack just had a bunch of artists I just don't care for because it's like screamo metal. So I cannot give my vote to that. Elden Ring soundtrack, the music was just kind of in the background. That's one of the problems with Souls, with FromSoft games. The soundtrack is usually like they have a couple really big, outstanding songs, and then the rest of the soundtrack is like, yeah, okay, I just don't really notice it. Plague Tale's kind of the same thing with Plague Tale too. Like I don't really remember the Plague Tale's soundtrack. God of War does a pretty good job at the right moments, the music kicking in, and you have these big soundtrack things. I don't know what Xenoblade's soundtrack sounds like. This might be a clear winner, but I might have to go Ragnarok for music. I mean, Elden Ring. The biggest thing for that was like da da da. Oh, Elden Ring. Like, best audio design. Best audio design. There's been moments where it's caught me off guard where I'm like really tired trying to play Modern Warfare 2 and I'm just like, oh shit. You know, like just because the 3D audio does work so well. Gran Turismo 7 sounds really good. Would I say it's like the best audio design? I don't know. Recognizing the in-game audio and sound design. God of War Ragnarok is really, really good. The last stream I just did, I was hearing a bird chirping, and I'm like, oh, where's that crow at? And I freaking threw it, and bam, got the collectible off from it. Horizon. It's kind of a lot of beat boops on it. It's not gonna lie. I don't know if I would say Horizon is exactly like my big thing of yes, that should be game or that should be audio design. God of War Ragnarok. In all honesty, like I don't know which one because they're all four of these are kind of on the same level for in-game audio and sound design. If The Last of Us Part 1 remake was on this list, I would probably give it to that, in all honesty, because you use sound so much in that game to do combat and everything. Shoot. Why is that not loading? Hold on. I have a chat that's down. Nope, it still does not want to load. Chat is disabled for this live stream. It is not disabled. I don't know what that is talking about. Weird. Okay, so sound design. God damn. Let's go Ragnarok. Let's go Ragnarok for it. Best performance. Why you do this to me? She was great. Charlotte was absolutely amazing as Amicia. Ashley Burch once again did an amazing job. Like she was talking to herself as a clone of herself in the game. It was great job. Sunny as Atreus. God, pretty damn good, man. Any single one of these individual to an individual for voice over acting, motion, and or performance capture. You know what? As much as I like Chris Judge and Ashley Burch and Sunny, not quite sure. I'm gonna just for recognition wise, once again, I think Charlotte. Just the delivery at the end of the game. Holy shit. Yeah, I mean, she was part of the reason why I was kind of tearing up a little bit just for the scene that happens at the end of the game. I'm just like, holy, this is great. This is great. Wow. Again, though, like all four of these were just outstanding performances. Games for Impact. The only one that I played and was pretty good was As Dusk Falls, so I'll give that one. That one got my attention to check it out. And funny enough, the main guy over here is actually voiced by M. Jensen's voice actor. So that's pretty cool. As Dusk Falls. Oh, I said I was going to do a number. I'll go back and do a number for all these afterwards. So ongoing. I tried FF14. I got bored with it pretty quickly. It's been a while since I played Apex. Last couple times I tried to play Apex, I just did not like the armor system that they had going on. Never played Genshin, so I can't talk on that one. I know there is some people that still play it, but I think I gotta give it to Fortnite myself. I gotta give it to Fortnite. In all honesty, I know Final Fantasy 14 is probably going to win it because there is a ton. Fucking people love FF14. It's RPG. It's a MMO. I mean, online. So it's like, it's just got that. It's got that MMO style, mission structure to it. For outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside of traditional publishing, it's like Sifu or Stray. Tunic is literally just Zelda or Final Fantasy. That's all Tunic really is. Sifu or Stray. I know Cult of the Lamb is a big one right now. Like it's still kind of going through a honeymoon phase. People are playing a lot of that. Sifu did something that I've always wanted the game to do, and it gave me a very cool martial arts beat 'em up that felt like a PS2 game, but was also this brand new mechanic that we've not really seen too much of the road. That the leveling up is you aging, and you know what? Just for that, I think Sifu easily gets it for me. Also the Matrix mod stuff I did on stream, that was so fucking cool. Yeah, Sifu. Just because that the aging leveling up system. Stray is really cool also. Like there's no other game that's like Stray where you're playing as a cat and going on this adventure and everything. It's pretty cool of what they're doing there. But it does feel like other games have come out before. Sifu is something a little bit different. Just different enough, I think, to squeak by. Best mobile game. Play on a mobile device. They had Call of Duty Battle Royale thingy on there. That's the only one I've ever played really in the last year or so. Marvel Snap, I have no idea what that is. Tower of Fantasy, no idea. Genshin Impact. You can play this shit on your phone also? Really? Diablo Immortal, Apex. Yeah, I'm gonna skip this category because I don't really know. I ain't got a clue. Community support. Recognize the game for outstanding community support, transparency, responsiveness, inclusion of social media activity, and game updates patches. It's these three. It's got to be these three, right? Games, updates, and patches. You know what? Fortnite. As much as No Man's Sky has really done, I think Fortnite has just outworked No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is actually really, really, really good now. They've taken like this idea and this almost like a beta test of a game, and they actually made it into a fully fledged cool ass thing where you can earn ships and everything. And you're going on the adventures and doing the missions, and it's not too tedious and it's not too boring. It's a good little mix. Fortnite, though, my God, they have so much money and they throw all these season events and everything else. It's just like, how can that not be, community support? There's so much going on with Fortnite. I think I have to give it to that. Innovation and accessibility. Fuck. Recognize software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. Fuck. Okay, so Quarry did something really, really cool. They made a straight up just like movie mode in it. So even if you're not a gamer, you can jump in and check it out and actually enjoy it and have some good times with it. The Last of Us Part 1, though. There's so much accessibility options in that. God of War Ragnarok has a lot also. I don't know if it has all the visual features that Last of Us 1 has. And I think that's where the visual features would probably like there's blind modes, there's deaf modes, there's, hold the button, this, that. Accessibility from the controller to the audio to the visuals is Last of Us Part 1. I don't know if God of War has it that extensive. I think it comes close, but I think I'm going to give it to Last of Us. Even if you don't need accessibility options can help you get a platinum trophy on it. Kind of easier. Best VR or augmented, so virtual reality or augmented reality. The only one of these I know is I give a support vote to Among Us just because I've seen on a few pretty good streams of it. Best action game. Focus primarily on combat. Problem is I haven't played Bayonetta 3 yet. I've had it sitting there. And I just haven't gotten around to playing it because I've been trying to finish up Bayonetta 2. Action game wise, you put Call of Duty in this. Why would you put Call of Duty in this fucking category? Because Call of Duty outbeats everything in this category now. Bayonetta 3 comes pretty close. It does have some very big set pieces. It's just the only bad part about Bayonetta 3 is if you don't really like the multiverses and the hardware it's on. The Switch is a piece of shit now, so it gets held back so much by hardware. Sifu is such a great action game, and I really wish I could vote for this one, but I almost want to give this the vote just out of, recognition for it. But Bayonetta 3 also went through its fair share of stuff. I don't know if I can really vote for Bayonetta 3 though because I haven't played it. This one was actually a lot of fun too. The TMNT game was really good. Of the games I've played, I think Call of Duty outbeats Sifu just on the technical achievement of, best game in the action genre, focused primarily on combat. It's so good. It's just Infinity Ward at its best, and that's hard. It'd be hard for Sifu to beat that. But there's also a part of me that really wants more beat 'em ups, and if I vote for this one, then there's a possibility that it spawns at least one more beat 'em up game. You know what though? Call of Duty is, it's the same shoot 'em up stuff. I think I will give it to Sifu. Just have like respect for what they did of making a very, very solid martial arts game that we don't see all the time. Best action adventure it's Elden Ring should be in this category easily. Should be in the action adventure category. How in the hell? Stray should not be in this category. I would say Elden Ring should be in this category instead of Stray. Action adventure. Stray does not do as much action as it does adventure. Elden Ring does both. Tunic is also like it's more action and adventure than Stray. Action and adventure wise, I think I have to hover between these two. God of War and Horizon. Plague Tale had some action, but it's not over the top action. Over the top action wise, God of War does a ton of it. Horizon is more boss fight centric kind of action. God of War. I think God of War. Best RPG. I think that's pretty easy. At this category, that's pretty easy. DNF2. Best fighting game. Because it's a fighting game that tried to do free to play and did it actually pretty decent. And I've actually had a few different streams. As much as I really want to give it to Sifu, I think we need to show some love to multiverses on this one. In all honesty, there's the stuff that they're doing with it. Best family game. Best family game. We have some Mario, Kirby, Switch Sports family game. I feel like the game that everybody was mostly talking about. I haven't heard shit about Mario. Kirby. I think Kirby takes that. Best sim. Real time or turn based strategy, irrespective of platform. Best sim game. How in the fuck is Mario a sim game? I mean, I guess Mario is about as much of a sim game as Dune would be. Victoria 3. So I'm guessing this is sim game. I mean, I don't know. You know what? I'm not gonna. Nope, I don't know. I've never played any of those. GT7. NBA. The problem with my problem with NBA is they say bro so fucking much in it. It just turns me off from the game. Every third word is bro. So GT7, 100% gets my vote there. Best multiplayer. I played some Overwatch 2. I played Multiverses. TMNT is very cool for the co-op. It's a very cool old school throwback. Splatoon 3, I have no idea. Overwatch 2 is just Overwatch 1. I can't give a vote to Overwatch 2. I don't think it's just Overwatch 1 for free. And why it's Overwatch 2 and not just Overwatch 1 free to play, I don't. Multiverses does something amazing. It does free to play. It's Smash like, but brings all the WB characters in there. That's awesome. The fact that it's WB characters like Batman, Shaggy, and all that stuff, and it's free to play, like what the hell? And it just went boof because of it. MW2 is very good and solid, but it's also Call of Duty, and we've gotten Call of Duty so many. Like next year, Call of Duty could win this easily. Next year, Multiverses might not be on the table. So you know what? But Call of Duty kind of earns it. They made a solid Call of Duty. More so than the last couple of years. But you know what? Now, multiverses. I gotta give, show a little bit of something for multiverses. Nibelian should not even be on this list. I am hardcore against Nibelian. I do not agree. I do not agree with what they were doing on Twitter of them ruining the surprise of game announcements. They would literally post up trailers. So I had to block them because they were posting up, like, oh, be on the lookout for this game trailer that's gonna be shown. It's like, no, do not fucking fuck off with your spoilers. I hate spoilers with a passion, especially on Twitter, because then it's like 3 months before something gets shown off at the Game Awards. Like, why Jeff would throw this asshole on the list at all when this asshole would give away Game Awards trailers before they were shown at Game Awards blows my mind that this fucking account would even be associated with the Game Awards at all. They destroyed the mystery of gaming over the years of just giving stuff away. I hated this account. And even when I had him blocked, I was still seeing it from other accounts that were fucking retweeting of like, oh my God, this is happening. This is coming. It's like, no, I don't care. Nobody should be knowing this stuff. It's not ready to be shown off. It's not ready to be known about. Some of this stuff didn't even happen because they showed it off months before. Nibelian just irked the shit out of me. I thank God they're gone now. They retired off from Twitter or whatever the hell. So Ludwig was a Twitch streamer, went over. QT Cinderella also. You know what? She tried to do some really shitty game awards of their own. Content creator awards. That's what it was. for that, for her doing like really shitty content creator awards, I think I'll give her a little bit of the vote, just because she tried to get some recognition on content creators. It was a drunken, very weird night. Best debut indie. Okay, Tunic I seen like years before. I'll give Stray that one. Debut indie, I'll give Stray that one. They did a pretty damn good job there. Best adaptation. Okay. This is super hard. This is super hard. Uncharted was like a 7 out of 10. The Sonic movie was 7 out of 10. Cuphead show I've never seen. Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I've said this a couple times over again. I have never sat through an anime show ever, and it got me. Serious. So, Cyberpunk Edge Runners was the first time I ever actually sat through an anime. Ever, because I always get bored with anime. I'm a kid from the '90s who used to watch like Pokemon and Digimon shit, like just as like cartoons, and I didn't know what the hell anime was. I was just like, oh, this is just like cartoon, like cartoons like Looney Tunes or something. And then when I got older, everybody else started being like anime and started checking out this and that, and everybody's like, why don't you watch anime? You're so into video games and everything. I'm just like, I don't know. I just don't. It some of it's kind of cool, but it's just I don't care to watch a show that goes for fucking 20 seasons. But Edge Runners was great in that aspect. It was 10 episodes. They did them super well. Everything matched up with the game. All the locations from the game was, you can go into the game and actually check out the locations from the show. Awesome. Arcane got me to actually try out League of Legends for the first time ever, and I super enjoyed the Arcane show. It's like the characters are so good. This is such a damn toss up right here between these two. How can I pick between these two? This is actually two of my favorite shows that come out in the last like year or two. That was Arcane. Arcane was like last year, wasn't it? Maybe it was this year. Damn. Yeah, like it's just to pick between these two is hard. Super hard. There's just, I mean, they're in the same, they're right there. And I'm trying to think of like maybe Arcane could possibly nudge its way forward just because it's kind of CGI and it makes me like, I just like CGI a little bit more, and it got me into the world of Arcane, where Cyberpunk was a perfect thing of holy shit, this is awesome. This is the game I played. Boy, this is a really hard one. Cyberpunk brought the Cyberpunk game back from the dead, but Arcane pushed the world lore into everybody's faces and got everybody being like, oh, League of Legends is more than just a competitive game that everybody gets pissed off at each other with. This is actually really cool lore here. Because it resurrected Cyberpunk and literally basically resurrected CDPR, I think I'll give it to Cyberpunk. Ever so slightly sort of advanced. Now, most anticipated game. Oh no. Oh no. I don't care for Legend of Zelda. Don't care for Harry Potter stuff. These three is fuck. Final Fantasy 16 looks really good. Starfield, I'm very cautiously optimistic. I really want it to be good. Resident Evil 4 is taking something that it's one of the only games that have Resident Evil series that I really super love and enjoy, and it's making the one game I didn't really love and enjoy at the series and making it so much better. But FF16 is taking the same stuff I like about like Game of Thrones and all that, and it's putting it into this whole other level. Starfield could be what Mass Effect was trying to be, but was limited by the systems it was on. Starfield is trying to do just that, and Mass Effect is my favorite of all time. But it's also Bethesda, and Starfield could be fucked up very easily. So we are down to Resident Evil 4 and FF16. Final Fantasy versus Resident Evil. That is just mean. That is just mean. How do you do Final Fantasy versus Resident Evil? How? This just ain't right. God. Do I do Resident Evil just because? Hmm. Which one am I gonna play more? What will I have the more hours in? Probably Resident Evil 4. Like FF16, it's gonna be a one and done, most likely. Most likely. All right, Leon, I give it to you. Let's see here. Best esports game delivers the best overall esports experience. Players inclusive of tournaments, community support, content updates. Okay, so we're talking tourney, community support, content updates. I feel like Valorant does more than CS:GO now, but League of Legends has a bigger, the bigger fan club basically. Valorant's picking up steam though; it's getting up there. I tried Valorant. I don't know. I could not fully get into it. League of Legends was kind of more fun when I tried it this last year. In all honesty, cooler characters, but Valorant. Oh man, I need to go to bed. Valorant is, yeah, yeah. I think I will go Valorant with it. I don't know any of them. I know Faker. I don't know. I don't know enough. L.A. Thieves, Call of Duty. That's 100 Thieves, L.A. version of it, isn't it? Something like that. I don't know enough. I've been out of the esports scene for so long. Again, don't know. Esports event. I have to go Evo. Evo all the way. What? There's no more categories. All right. Can I categories, nominees? Did it save? There we go. It's saved. Okay, so out of a 10, I never do this. I never give number ratings on anything. Really quickly, out of 10, we're gonna do this real quick here. So, out of 10, Plague Tale Requiem. Plague Tale Requiem. Storyline brings up to an 8. The innovations that they made on the combat system and everything brings up to about an 8.5. Actually, the combat brings up to an 8. The storyline probably brings up to an 8.5. The storyline was almost better than the combat. There was one puzzle on in Plague Tale. I had to look up how in the hell do I do this, and there were a lot of people actually like brought the game back because they thought it was broke. Funny enough. So yeah, about an 8.5 out of 10. I think I'd give Plague Tale. It makes me really curious to see what the hell happens in the future of that series. Elden Ring. Combat is my favorite Souls combat. in it. It also added a very very cool parry feature that after they patch updated it. When it first launched, launch day, I was giving it about 7.5 out of 10. After they patch updated it, and now it's like what 3, 4, 5 patch updates in. I think also that one is like an 8.5 out of 10. In all honesty, God of War so far, storyline to graphics to sound to all the features that's in the PS5 version and everything, probably 9.5. It's so close to perfection, but the combat system I don't fully agree with. I just don't. I would much rather have the combat system set up like it was in the first God of War. Ragnarok switches some stuff up that I'm like, I'd like just give me heavy runes and let me just finagle through the runes and everything so I can have all the moves I want to have and all that. So I think at least like we should get like one heavy rune per like one major storyline boss fight. And then give us a couple extra runes on the side of that. And the fact that I haven't found one yet, it makes it so it's not a perfect game for me. Horizon Forbidden West. Because I could see where the storyline was going, I have to drop it down to like an 8.5 out of 10. If the storyline was a little more like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Oh, that just happened. What the fuck? That just happened. There was nothing super mind blowing about Horizon Forbidden West. And that like I said, like probably about an 8.5 out of 10. It was really, really, really good, but there was definitely some stuff where I'm like, okay, that could have been better. Stray was maybe a 7 out of 10. Um, yeah, probably. I mean, 7 out of 10 is maybe even kind of high. All right story, pretty good platforming, good level design to it. For what the audio was, it was all right. There wasn't really too much in the way of acting in it. Xenoblade, no clue. I don't know too much about any of that. Immortality, I don't know too much about that. What else we getting here? Okay, Scorn was like a 5, I'd say. Like it worked and it did what it was. It did what it did, but it wasn't anything special. It just did not catch my attention whatsoever at all. That's the reason why I only streamed like an hour of it. I'm just like, no, I'm not feeling this whatsoever at all. What else we got? Mental Health Singer. Didn't fully like the soundtrack was all right. The fact that they add the mod to it so you can put your own soundtrack on it actually kicks it up to another level. But the game mechanic itself, what they were going for with the rhythm shooting aspect of it, it was just a metronome. It wasn't actually being by the beat of the songs itself. So you can't just throw any song into it and make it work because it's going off from its own metronome of like certain BPMs and all that. And to me, if they had figured that technology out to do where you're shooting actually to the beat of the song, that would have made it like an 8.5 probably. The storyline, Troy Baker's in there voiceovering, and the storyline itself was kind of interesting. I'll say a 7.5 out of 10 was Mental Health Singer. It was good enough. Like I would recommend people check it out. Like a 7 and up is I recommend people check it out. You might not love it, but 8 is like you need to check this out. This is really good. A 9 is like everybody should experience this. This was like one of the best things of the year. So Gran Turismo 7. Yeah, Gran Turismo 7 was easily 8 out of 10. The driving is super good, especially if you got Zero Impels. The graphics look really, really good on it. The sound design is really good on it. Then my biggest gripe with it was the legendary store, and the amount of cash that you get is very low. So you have to grind out so much on it. It just takes up so much time just trying to get like one car. Modern Warfare 2, shit, 8.5 out of 10 between I haven't seen one thing on it that's really like snooze fest. There is two game modes on there, like the Battlefield style, like huge gigantic map modes. I don't really care for those, but the storyline was super good, super well done. I love this new remake storyline more than the original now, which is kind of crazy to think because I love the original. The characters, the way the characters were all done and everything. Modern Warfare 2 was awesome. Um, yeah, I'm gonna keep that. I was thinking the vote wise, maybe I'd switch it over to Modern Warfare 2. But anyways, Modern Warfare 2, yeah, for a Call of Duty, it's like 8.5. Um, it's not perfect. There is definitely still some like bugs in the menus and such, but yeah, everything that I've seen so far, yeah, hell, even the co-op mode is a lot of fun. And there's new stuff being updated to it all the time. So yeah, that I could maybe even put it up to a 9 in the future. The stuff that they're adding and the battle pass and everything. We haven't seen the battle pass yet, so I have to keep that like an 8.5. I can't do a numbering on voice actors. I'm not doing that. Dust Falls. So Dust Falls, I would say it's an Xbox Game Pass type of thing. It's a Microsoft game through and through. Um, I would probably at 7. Like I would recommend checking it out, but it's not like must see. It was pretty good for what I've seen of it. I've seen about 3/4 of as Dust Falls, and yeah, like you're creating the storyline yourself, choices that you make, play out. It's basically like a what the hell is it called? Storytale, fucking foxtail. What the fuck was it? It's the Walking Dead and all that stuff. What the fuck? Storytale, Telltale. It's like a Telltale game. I don't know any of the rest of these. Let's see here. Apex Legends. The last time I played it, I would say it's like I 7 out of 10. Once again, it's like check it out, but you might not like it. Destiny 2 also I'd say is about like a 7.5. Pretty decent story mode on it. FF14. Personally, I think it's like a 6 out of 10 critically, professionally, whatever you want to say. I'd say it's probably 8.5. I guess. I mean, well, yeah, an 8.5. Pretty decent storyline on it from what I've seen of other people playing it. The gameplay for myself. Also, since it's a subscription, probably an 8 instead because yeah, fuck MMOs and their subscriptions. Fortnite. The last few seasons have really actually put in the like 8 to 8.5 range also, where it's like, yeah, definitely check out Fortnite. You might not like it, but definitely check it out. What else? You know what I really wish was in here too for multiplayer game was Naraka. That one I would have loved to seen that one, but I think that one is been out for a few years. So Sifu, 8.5. I'd say is probably, and that's mostly all gameplay holding that 8.5 up there because the storyline itself is just like it's just a typical revenge storyline, but just the whole thing of like the gameplay of you getting older and getting the XP, but also just the way that it's set up to where you can counter and parry, and you get all these different moves that you can do even more. So the more you play it, the more you're unlocking different stuff. It's super cool. Um, Tunic, I've played Tunic actually. I would give that one. I didn't play a lot of Tunic. Um, Probably a 7 is Tunic. No Man's Sky, 8.5. I'd say with all the updates that they've done over the years with it. The latest update I haven't played, but looks really really cool. Boy, the Quarry. Quarry was easily actually a 9. I would say. This The Last of Us Part 1 also like a 9.5. Maybe I would almost say The Last of Us Part 1 is like a 9.75 just because you can get a platinum trophy on it. It's way easier than the original remaster because there's no multiplayer to it. The Quarry was easily like a 9. That 9 out of 10. That game was super well done for those, the not the FMV, the story driven choice matters, the plot twists that were happening in it. I missed one shot and then like had the moment of, oh no, I just got everybody killed. uh, great time. And then also the payout on it too is like, yeah. Among Us VR looks really cool. I've never played it. I actually haven't seen it, but it's Among Us. So Among Us, definitely an 8 out of 10. It's very cool, or maybe 8.5 out of 10 because just the ease of access to Among Us and the way it's brought everybody together. But also the chemistry that it brings out to maybe a 9 because of the social aspect of it. It brings out Sifu. I already said. Oh, Bayonetta 3. I can't say because I haven't played it. TMNT, an 8. A pretty easy 8 for TMNT. Very cool co-op. Very cool old school beat 'em up arcade stuff. And I think, did I say Elden Ring? Oh yeah, like 8.5. Elden Ring. Everybody else is like 10 out of 10. I'm just like, no, I don't think it's 10 out of 10. There's stuff that was definitely off. Multiverses. God, a rating on multiverses would be like shit. It's free to play. That brings up to like a 6. The very cool characters brings up to about 7.5. The combat itself is super easy, so 8 range. They actually got a lot of the regular voiceover actors, including Kevin Conroy, R.I.P. At least 8.5 for that. And they're also adding in more cool characters too. Maybe a 9. Multiverses. 8.75. We'll say that. Kirby and the Forgotten Lands. Cool concept and everything. 7.5 to almost an 8. GT7. Fuck. 8.5. If not, maybe a 9. The store really hurts it. The store really hurts it in there. And the amount of cash that you're getting, where you have to like keep spamming the same single race just to be able to afford some of the cars. That really does hurt. So yeah, like 8.5. Yeah. Cyberpunk Edge Runners. It's fucking. You know what? Yeah. 9 out of 10. Arcane, also 9 out of 10. Sonic the Hedgehog, 8. Uncharted, 7.5. Resident Evil 4, the remake, 9. Now it's making me go, holy shit, I really want to play Resident Evil 4 now. FF16. 9. I think it's like right up there with like, oh hell yeah, let's go. Starfield 8.5, but it could easily hit like 9 territory. If it comes out and is actually done really well, Starfield could hit like a 9 with me. But for right now, I think I'm like at like an 8, 8.5, somewhere around that. Valorant was roughly about an 8 for me, also, just because it's like it's good, but I could just play Call of Duty, and that's yeah, I don't know. This Evo's awesome. Okay, yeah, I think that's gonna do it. I think I'm going to wrap up now with all the stuff that we're doing for Game Awards. So that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, I will be back soon with more God of War stuff. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna upload this. You can just check out the the VOD on here and whatnot. Yeah, yeah, it's a fun time. Just a little hour stream of checking all this stuff out. I'm gonna go get some sleep. And I will be back. I don't know if I'll be back later on tonight. Gonna try, maybe. We'll see. And it's already 1 o'clock. Probably won't be back tonight. Wait, no, tonight's Monday night, so maybe I might be after midnight. We'll see. But yeah, I was going to play some God of War off stream. I haven't done it yet, so probably will pick up where I left off on that. But definitely, like, if I'm only halfway through it, I'm definitely gonna play through some chapters off stream, and I will try and save the ending for being on stream. That's my plans with God of War. And then I'm just gonna try and record the moments when they happen. But anyways, that's gonna do it. So yeah, I'm gonna sign off on YouTube side of things. It was a lot of fun, but yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for stopping by, and I will see ya next time. So there is YouTube.